For Complex News, I'm Natasha Martinez. Earlier this month, the hip-hop world was shocked by the news that Tekashi 6ix9ine, whose real name is Daniel Hernandez, was facing a mandatory minimum of 32 years to life in prison. He and 5 of his former associates, including Kifano Tr3yway's Shawty, Jordan, who managed the artist up until last week, were arrested on racketeering and firearm charges. It was first reported that the rapper was being held in general population at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. Then over the Thanksgiving weekend, it was reported that he was transferred to an undisclosed facility, usually reserved for informants due to 6ix9ine receiving threats. Now Tekashi's trial has been set for September of next year, with the hearing scheduled for January 22, 2019. Before his arrest, 6ix9ine's anticipated debut studio album Dummy Boy was set to release on November 23rd. Understandably, it was announced after his arrest that the album release would be postponed until further notice. However, the 13-track album was ultimately released Tuesday, November 27th on all major streaming platforms. The release of Dummy Boy represents one saving grace in 6ix9ine's uncertain future. It's no secret that his legal troubles predate his rise to fame and infamy, but this recent series of events seemed to escalate quickly. That being said, let's take a look at the legal hurdles that led up to 6ix9ine and Shawty's troubling arrest and trial. October 2015, the guilty plea. Those who know anything about 6ix9ine know that the most controversial part of his story was that he pled guilty to the use of a child in a sexual performance. The incident involved 6ix9ine and several other men with a 13-year-old girl. That charge, which dated back to February 2015, gave a stigma to the rapper that for many overshadowed his popularity. As part of his plea deal, the court ordered Tekashi to get his GED, perform 300 hours of community service, refrain from posting or reposting anything sexually explicit or violent featuring women or children on social media, not committing a crime for 2 years, and writing a letter apologizing to the victim and her family. His sentencing was initially put off for 2 years, but later extended to 3 due to 6ix9ine's request for more time to complete his GED. May 2016, Tr3yway before Tr3yway. Before Tr3yway's Shawty was associated with 6ix9ine, he was living in New Jersey. In May 2016, he was arrested after being pulled over by the cops and running away. Eventually, he was caught in possession of heroin, an unknown white powder, marijuana, and a machete. September 2016, Tr3yway's Shawty on the run. An arrest warrant was issued for Shawty when he didn't show up for court. He was later named Hunterdon County's Fugitive of the Week. Community members were urged to share any information on his whereabouts by contacting authorities. After Shawty found fame, he revealed in an interview that he was on the run. "I was on the run for 2 years. I was signing deals while I was on the run." January 2018, problems in Houston. 2018 started off rough for 6ix9ine and hasn't slowed down since. While at a mall in Houston, 6ix9ine got aggravated when he saw a 16-year-old fan named Santiago Albaran shooting a video of him. 6ix9ine and his bodyguards surrounded the boy and grabbed him. Albaran went to the cops claiming that he was choked by the rapper, and in May, it was revealed that a warrant was out for his arrest. However, later in the year, Tekashi's lawyer revealed that Albaran said he didn't want Tekashi to be prosecuted. April 2018, shooting at Barclays. On April 19th, reports came up about a shooting on set of a Casanova video shoot. 6ix9ine's involvement was suspected as the two rappers were known to have a long-standing rivalry. TMZ reported that law enforcement said at least 10 shots were fired on the set. 2 men on the crew were shot but made full recoveries. Then, a few days later, both crews were at Barclays Center for the Adrian Broner fight. More shots were fired between the two, and police believe the incident was a continuation of the Casanova video shoot. Tr3yway's Shawty was initially arrested for the shooting but then released. Shortly after, another member of Tr3yway, Fugan Fubanger Levick, was arrested instead. May 2018, 6ix9ine arrested for driving without a license. In May, 6ix9ine was arrested in Bed-Stuy for driving without a license. The rapper parked his SUV in front of a fire hydrant and failed to provide identification. When the police ran his real name, they learned that his license had been suspended. The next day, he was charged with assaulting a police officer for a related incident. July 2018, 6ix9ine kidnapped. In July, 6ix9ine was hospitalized after being pistol-whipped, kidnapped, and robbed in Brooklyn. The rapper was coming home from a video shoot at around 4 a.m. when his car was surrounded and 3 hooded assailants jumped him. After they allegedly hit him on the head with a pistol, they dragged him into their vehicle and drove him around as they demanded money and jewelry. They ended up getting about $750,000 worth of jewelry and $20,000 cash after raiding his house. After being released from the hospital, 6ix9ine called into DJ Academic's Twitch livestream to say he felt it was an inside job. It turned out Tekashi was right. Federal agents arrested Anthony Jamel Ellison over the incident. Ellison was reportedly a member of 6ix9ine's management team before he blew up. Ellison was arrested in November and indicted on 1 count of conspiracy to obstruct commerce by robbery, 1 count of obstructing commerce by robbery, and 1 count of carrying a firearm to commit a crime. Ellison pled not guilty to all charges. August 2018, shooting at Uncle Murda's Get the Strap video set. An unidentified man fired shots about half a block away from Uncle Murda's Get the Strap video set. The track featured 6ix9ine, 50 Cent, and Casanova. Police believe the shots fired were in relation to the beef between 6ix9ine and Casanova. September 2018, the raid. While Tekashi was in Dubai filming a video, the FBI raided his house in Brooklyn. In it, they found an AR-15 and a backpack that had credit cards and the ID of a man who was a victim of a Times Square robbery back in April. It's unclear what prompted the raid, which was assisted by the New York Police Department. October 2018, 6ix9ine received sentence for his 2015 case. After many delays, 6ix9ine was finally sentenced for his 2015 case. He received 4 years probation and 1,000 hours of community service. Prosecutors were hoping for a harsher sentence and made sure to mention every legal hurdle the rapper was a part of since the initial plea. Tekashi stated to the court that he had engaged in acts of unsolicited generosity and expressed genuine remorse for his actions involving the child sex case. He also asked the courtroom to separate Daniel Hernandez and his public persona Tekashi 6ix9ine from their decision. Eventually, the judge spared him, saying, "You can't punish people for the way they choose to market themselves." Also in October, 6ix9ine was scheduled to have dinner with his label head Elliot Grange at New York City's Philippe Chow. Some of his entourage, including Tr3yway's Shawty, were denied entrance. Shawty reportedly hit Grange's bodyguard with a chair. 6ix9ine's bodyguard, Fahim Crippy Walter, was shot in the stomach. Shawty turned himself in, but then bailed himself out. November 2018, the arrest. November brought all of 6ix9ine's problems to a head. There was another shooting November 8th, this time during a video shoot with Kanye West. Nicki Minaj was also supposed to be on set, however, before she showed up, shots were fired and violence broke out. On November 14th, 6ix9ine finally pleaded guilty in connection to his assault charge in May with an officer. That charge had been downgraded significantly to a charge of disorderly conduct. His conditional charge was that he stay out of trouble for a year to avoid immediate jail time. The following day, Tekashi made a sudden announcement that he had fired his entire team and canceled the US dates on his tour. During an interview with The Breakfast Club, 6ix9ine explained that he was being robbed by his booking agency MTA and promoters. MTA denied his claims. Tekashi also revealed some things that scared him. "There's only 2 things I fear in life. I fear God and I fear the FBI." Unfortunately for Tekashi, just 3 days later, he and his now former 5 associates, Shawty, Fahim Walter, Fugan Levick, Jancel Ish Butler, and Jamel Mel Murda Jones, were arrested by the ATF in concert with the NYPD and Homeland Security. 6ix9ine faces a range of racketeering and firearm-related charges, each carrying maximum sentences ranging between 3 years to life in prison. The indictment specifically named the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods as a criminal organization. 6ix9ine was denied bail even though he offered to surrender his passport. He also learned just days after his arrest that his life was being threatened by his now fired affiliates. On Monday, it was announced that Tekashi's trial would begin September 4th, 2019, with the hearing scheduled for January 22nd. 6ix9ine pled not guilty and the issue of bail was not addressed in court, but TMZ reports 6ix9ine's attorney plans to apply for bail directly to the trial judge. For now, he's expected to remain behind bars until his trial date. Shawty told the court Monday, "We don't fold, we don't bend, we don't break. It's Tr3yway." According to Homeland Security Investigations Special Agent in Charge Angel M. Melendez, they are determined to keep Tekashi and his crew behind bars. In the initial press release announcing 6ix9ine's arrest, he said, "This criminal enterprise has no business in our city, and we will continue to work with our partners to ensure that 9 Trey crew members, including the more well-known Tekashi 6ix9ine, are in a place where they cannot inflict further violence on our communities." As a result of Tekashi's arrest, the release of his album Dummy Boy was postponed until further notice. November 27, 2018, Dummy Boy is released on all major streaming platforms. Due to the project leaking onto the East Streets over Thanksgiving weekend, 6ix9ine decided to drop Dummy Boy Tuesday, November 27th on all major streaming platforms. Gunna, Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, Murda Beats, Lil Baby, and more all have features or production credits on the album. Dummy Boy was released via Create Music Group, who announced their distribution deal with 6ix9ine, saying, "Create Music Group is already Tekashi's music publisher and they have a music distribution division, so it makes sense for them to take on this album." Certainly, all eyes and ears will be on 6ix9ine's album and his pending trial. While the release of Dummy Boy is a win for him, it doesn't take away from the severity of 6ix9ine's potential legal outcome. During the court hearing, we learned that the rapper's Instagram account will be used as evidence. The U.S. Attorney's Office also made it clear that their investigation is continuing and more charges are likely to follow. They also said that among their evidence was the rapper's voluminous Instagram account and recordings from a confidential informant. At this point, the outcome of this case doesn't look like it will be settled anytime soon. What do you guys think of it all, and what are your thoughts on Dummy Boy? Sound off in the comment section below, and for more stories like this, subscribe to Complex on YouTube. For Complex News, I'm Natasha Martinez.